Let's turn now to the big focus story. Close to 6 people, viewers, die due to potholes in India every day. This is government data that we are quoting. 13 pothole accidents happen on an average every day. Road safety seems to be a distant dream for Indian citizens. Potholes alone have claimed 2,300 lives annually on an average from the year 2016 and to 2020. This is government data, like I said, that reveals in 2020 alone, there are nearly 1,500 pothole-related deaths across the country. The fatalities remain high despite being flagged by Supreme Court in 2018. Latest to pull up the union government over indifference to this issue is Kerala High Court. The court has directed that every crash caused due to potholes will now have to be explained by district collectors. Meanwhile, the National Highways Authority of India is planning to launch an online system and a mobile app which will enable users to report potholes. One such app is already there, which is called Potholes Fix It. Complaints are registered in this particular app. Now, earlier in 2018, Supreme Court expressed concern over deaths in accidents caused by potholes on roads across the country and observed that the number of fatalities caused due to such accidents was more than those caused by terror attacks. Terming the situation as frightening, the bench had observed that the issue involves a serious question of life and death. Let me go across to our reporters who have been tracking this story from Mumbai and Bengaluru. Toya joining us from Bengaluru and Srushti from Mumbai. Toya, coming to you first. In Bengaluru, what exactly is the issue? Is it budget allocation? Is it contracts? Because we know there was this huge issue recently of contractors, exposing the minister for asking for bribes. Or is there a clear and simple maintenance issue? Where is the problem?
So, well, Afrida, absolutely. Bangalore is known as the high-tech city, but when it comes to potholes, people are facing a lot of problems. And even after many hearings in the Karnataka High Court to the BBMP, BBMP Commissioner Mr. Tushar Girinath also promises saying that he will fix all the potholes when given time. Whereas people are also dying because of these potholes. Not only dying, they're also facing a lot of physical injuries while they are traveling on these kind of roads. In Bangalore, there are thousands of potholes, whereas still the BBMP is still clearing all these potholes. And also, when we spoke to the BBMP commissioner, asking them why is it taking so long, and what is the exact time that you can tell us when the Bangalore is going to be a pothole-free city. But then the BBMP commissioner, they themselves are not guaranteed that, saying that we don't know. There are lakhs and thousands of potholes in the city of Bengaluru, whereas they are also telling that we will fix it. That is the answer. But when it comes to the government, CM Bhamlaa also has also instructed the BBMP commissioner to clear all the potholes and the civic issues that people are facing from a long time. But then the money also has been allotted to clear all the potholes, and people are also complaining, saying that the government is collecting taxes, but then where is it going?
The dispensation can do is to give basic road safety to the citizens. They will be, of course, analyzed, and they will be held accountable for the kind of poor service that citizens are getting if this is the level of bad roads which our visuals are showing. Let me go across to Srushti as well. Srushti, cash-rich BMC failing miserably as well. In Mumbai, if you look at it, what exactly is the issue? Because, we know the quantum of the problem here. There have been fatalities recently, extremely tragic, young, innocent lives lost. Mostly, two-wheelers suffer the most.
Yes, and this is not new to Mumbai now. Every year, every month, every week, we come across such incidents that some or the other person faces deadliest repercussions of the potholes. Now, BMC has spent around more than 15,000 5,000 crores in last 9 to 10 financial years on its road department. It has also invited a new tender of rupees 5,800 crores to concretize the whole situation here, like whole road network which it has under its department of 400 kilometers, to concretize it as to maintain the roads and get Mumbai rid of potholes. But this remains the distinct reality for Mumbaikars. What we are coming to know right now, I'm standing on Grand Road Station. You can see the potholes over here. Even after such outrage and coverage from media, from every direction, still the potholes remains the same in city, and developmental measures are not taken by the authorities of BMC or even MMRDA, as we can say. Let's try and talk to few Mumbaikars over here.
Well, I would have to interrupt you there, Shrishti. I have guests lined up and they've been holding on for a long time, Shrishti. But do talk to citizens. We'll play that out for our viewers. Let me welcome, joining us here in the program, Mr. Asif Bhamlaa, spokesperson of the BJP, Manoj Wadhwa, who's an activist and particularly on this issue of road safety, Karun Shrivastava, former BMC commissioner, also joining us. Very good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here. If I can start with Mr. Karun Shrivastava. Sir, you know, the justification that the Mumbai police commissioner makes in this regard is that he's convinced that one of the main reasons for degrading road infrastructure is the brutal intensity of rain, because of which, you know, the civic body is not able to keep up in a way with the repairs. Do you agree with this explanation, sir?
You see, Mumbai is built mostly on reclaimed land. Therefore, apart from heavy rains, it is combined with seepage of water, which weakens the road structure. And that's why when I was commissioner, we had taken a view that in order to stop these things, we should take up a massive program of concretization, because then only roads become strong enough to withstand seepage as well as monsoon onslaught. Of course, we have so many vehicles running on very limited roads here, and therefore this is a problem. Along with that, there is a problem that roads get concretized, but somehow the side shoulders, they remain unattended, or they are not attended correctly. And therefore, mostly you find even in cement concrete roads, if the side roads have not been, shoulders have not been attended to properly, then there is a problem, because two-wheelers normally use these side roads. So this also needs to be done. And for that, it is necessary that every ward should have a team, like a fire brigade, and it should immediately go into each area where there is a problem, and they should fill it up with grit, they should fill it up with other material, till of course they can come out with solutions. There are technologies now available which ensure that potholes can be filled up quickly, and they stay there without getting
But it is not happening, sir. If I may tell you, this is not happening. The BMC does not seem to be doing it on priority. Of course, we do know about the concretization that Mr. Chahal has made a long-term plan to concretize the roads under its jurisdiction, 2,039 kilometers of roads, of which 1,400 is already concretized, with the rest of it will only be complete as part of a master plan by 2027-28. Now, the problem is in India, as I will show you in those statistics, and I request my team to put out the numbers, in a period of 4 years, the data that has come out now, the reason we are doing this program today is because the government data is out, and that shows from 2016 to 2020, if you look at an average figure, Over 2,300 people have died because of pothole-related incidents. And here is a comparison of these 2 years. The numbers may have come down, but they are still extremely high. The problem, with this particular issue is that every year we report these stories, but we cannot wait till 2028. If that long, another over 2,000 lives would be at stake if we go by the current rate. So Manoj Wadhwa, who is an activist, I would like to bring you into the conversation. How do you resolve this? We have a pothole fix-it application. Complaints are received. Some of it is addressed, some of it is not. In the meanwhile, you have these very, very tragic, innocent lives losing their lives on Indian roads, and especially in Mumbai.
Two things. One is, if any victim is there who lost somebody in their family, he or she should fight for the justice. Like I am fighting for my child. I lost my child 8 years ago. I am fighting my case in the court. We are very hopeful that the criminals will get the punishment. So I don't know why the people are not fighting their cases. Secondly, we need accountability to be fixed before the life is lost. We cannot wait somebody to die and then we react, and then courts has to intervene, and then we need to go away from a long procedure to fight the cases in a legal battle. That is not very easy. I can understand that because I am fighting it. So what we are proposing is that there should be an accountability at the at the end of contractors and the government officials, and that's why we are demanding a law in which we can say if there is a pothole, there should be accountability, and we can compare the pothole complaining app with the Zomato app or maybe the other apps we used to for cab booking, for food booking. So we have applications available in the market, so we can just compare with that, and timely based manner we can compare it and we can complain the pothole. There will be a complaint to the contractor because the database will be accordingly made up. A call center can transfer the ticket to the concerned contractor and the government official. They will be knowing this, that where the pothole is existing. As you are already mentioning that the app is in existence already there. Yes. But for example, the Sukhat Yatra app for the national highway is not working in Faridabad national highway. This is reported by me 3 years ago when the app was launched. So the problem is we need to fix the accountability at every level. Suppose that somebody is claiming that the app is there. So if the app is not working, then the app manufacturer, the designer of the app, the engineer of the app has to be held accountable. The why the app is not working, because we are not talking about the exact points where the problem is existing. So if we talk about the problem at the beginning and we can kill it there, then and there only, then only this deaths can be ignored and saved. Otherwise, we'll be having show after the show on your channels, and we will be debating and suggesting multiple things. Yes. Until we have a law in place, we cannot solve this problem. So we are saying that you involve the individual, like common man with you. They can report the potholes to you by using the app, by using the telephone line, by using the emails. Maximum ways should be given to the person so that he or she can complain properly. Secondly, once the complaint is reached to the authority, there should be a time-bound manner rectification. And secondly, like we used to give the ratings to our cab drivers, to the food, everything. So similarly, if we are not satisfied with the problem resolution, accordingly, there should be punishment or maybe the amount deduction from the contractor's amount which he or she is supposed to take.
That is very important, sir. What you're saying is very important, that case-to-case basis, if there is justice, then the people who are responsible for the pothole deaths must be booked and punished. Unless there is definite action, we are not moving anywhere because we don't see any action taken. It's like a nameless, faceless kind of a situation where we don't exactly know who is responsible, Asif Bhamlaa, and people are getting away. Contractors are getting away with this. Yeah, today you want, PM Modi made tall promises from the ramparts of Red Fort. We want to be in the top league of countries. We want to be a superpower. But can you be that when in your country you have 2,300 deaths per year because of potholes, because of bad roads?
No, firstly, I mean, I really appreciate Mr. Wadhwa. I was just hearing, and he's fighting a case, and I understand the agony, because I don't know how many of them have the level, the courage to keep on fighting and addressing cases and situations like that. having said that, now there are two issues to this. One is the Mumbai aspects and one is the national aspects to it. But as far as I'm also happy that the courts are now intervening. The court, the Kerala High Court has directed the district collectors and to act proactively to avert man-made disaster, because after all these are all man-made disasters, and we agree, and it is certainly very embarrassing to submit that there are more than 2,300 lives that go that go off annually, you see, and
yes,
to curb these deaths, I think the Justice Devendra Ramchandran has taken the initiative, and I'm very much welcoming this move, you know. And the High Court has said that there has to be accountability fixed of the contractors, especially on the national highway. If there is an eventuality, there are no chances of the person being saved, because apparently the speed of the vehicular movement is so high that there is no way out but to just have the person to just die on the spot. So these are eventualities that are being considered by the NHAI, the central government, and I think and it's happy to know that it is coming up with an app, you see, which you can register and get the authorities to know about this. Now, coming back to Mumbai, we've been shouting from 25 years the Shiv Sena is in power. Okay, Shiv Sena is an independent body. That doesn't mean that I rule away the shortcomings of the central government or the NHAI. That is there in itself. But Mumbai, if you see, particularly because I am a Mumbaikar, I stay and live in Bandra, I know the constraint, the challenges. The doctors have found rise in the neck and pain cases due to potholes in the city like Mumbai.
You are telling me this, I'm asking you, sir, you are part of, you are a member of the BJP.
Which seems to be ruling
I am
without a
asking
vision.
you for solution. You are telling me how people are getting backaches and neck problems, and you are telling me how, you know, the Shiv Sena should take responsibility, but there must be responsibility taken at the highest level, because the situation is getting very
statement
serious.
Submitted.
What you are saying, I have citizens saying the same thing. I would like to play that out for you. We spoke to citizens on the road and they tell us this. Let's listen in to some of the citizen voices.
बेंगलुरु में अभी तो ये जो पॉटहोल्स हैं इससे बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हो रहा है, और जो येलो बोर्ड व्हीकल्स हैं, व्हीकल्स बहुत मतलब हर दिन ज़्यादा ट्रैवल करते हैं, तो उसमें जो पॉटहोल्स के वजह से बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हो रहा है और बहुत सारे एक्सीडेंट्स भी होते हैं।
वो ओवर चलाते गाड़ी, ड्राइवर करते हैं, वो आगे गाड़ी खड्डा रहते हैं, नहीं दिखाते हैं रात में, बाद में ऐसा ट्रैफिक जाम में ऐसा कुछ होता है, इसलिए मैं गाड़ी मूव करते हैं। वो बारिश आके एकदम से नहीं करते ना, गाड़ी मूव करके तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाते हैं।
इसकी वजह से बुड्ढी कहाँ पे है, गड़ा किधर पे है, रोड कहाँ है, डिवाइडर कहाँ है, पता ही नहीं चल रहा है। एक्सीडेंट के ऊपर एक्सीडेंट हो रहा है, पैसेंजर गाड़ी में बैठ।
बारिश का टाइम जैसे ही चालू होता है ना, मुंबई में हर जगह हर रोड पे खड्डा हो जाता है और बाइक चलाने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है। अभी तो डबल हेलमेट जब से चालू हो गया है तब थोड़ा सेफ है, मगर फिर भी ट्रैफिक की वजह से बाइक वाले साइड से निकलते, साइड से जाते, और इसकी वजह से और पानी हो रहता है, खड्डा रहता है, उसकी वजह से एक्सीडेंट होने के ज़्यादा चांसेस रहते हैं।
खड्डे की वजह से ना डेथ बहुत हो रही है लोगों की, और खड्डे की वजह से बाइक भी बहुत स्लिप हो रही है। तो गवर्नमेंट को थोड़ा ध्यान देना चाहिए कि खड्डे को सही से फिल करना चाहिए, यानी लोगों को जो तकलीफ है वो दूर हो जाना चाहिए, लोगों की तकलीफ।
ट्रैफिक इतना होता है कि हम लोग अगर जाते हैं कहीं तो इतना खड्डा रहता है रोडों पे कि ट्रैफिक बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है, और इसीलिए हम लोग की गाड़ियाँ भी ख़राब ज़्यादा होती हैं। प्लस उसके बाद में हाईवे पे कहीं भी क्रॉस करो तो इतने खड्डे हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा उसको भरा भी नहीं जा रहा है कि भरा जाए।
मानकुरा स्टेशन का जो ब्रिज है ना, उधर खड्डा बना था, आज बना है तो कल ऐसा ही खड्डा गिरता है, वो जो मट्टे खड़े हैं ना वो निकल जाता है, आज में ऐसा ही खड्डा गिरता है।
Srivastav, there are 2-3 issues here. One is the issue of how dangerous it is, how vulnerable the two-wheeler riders are. And you have on the program, father of somebody who lost his life on the road. And the second issue is the issue of the traffic snarls, how the entire city slows down because of of the potholes. The vulnerability factor for those who drive two-wheelers is extremely high. Can something be done about that immediately to address this problem?
As I said, each ward should have a road repair team which should move out every morning, and then from morning to evening they should see wherever potholes are there. Quality roads and roads which will stay, and side shoulders which will be better constructed is there. But that is one thing which, if they have, then it will these problems can be attended to. In addition, there is always problem because apart from BMC, MSRDC, Public Works Department, they also are responsible for some of the arterial roads. So they also have to move into this fixing of making of good roads and fixing of potholes, and it should be done in a coordinated manner so that naturally whether it is two-wheeler or a car, four-wheeler, they should have a smooth ride, and pothole problem is addressed even instantly, as quickly as possible. Just sending apps and photographs in apps is very good, but then main thing is that after you receive the app, your team should move and immediately fill it up. So this is the thing, and if the team is created in every ward and they themselves move, even people will not have need to send the pothole photos. The team will be doing the work. So this is how it should be done. That's what I feel. And if these emergency teams are there in each ward attending to these problems, whether they are MSRD teams, whether they are PW teams or mostly BMC teams, they will be able to handle this and be able to avoid the accidents which keep occurring.
Yes, a collaborative effort is required. I'm completely out of time, but quick last word to Mr. Manoj Wadhwa. Go ahead, sir.
Until and unless we have the accountability law in place, every talk we are doing here is not going to help. Suggestions are there, are many suggestions we can give, right? But ultimately the implementation has to be done from the government side. They are in power. I am just inviting gentlemen from the BJP, if you agree with my point and in this debate, and you are welcoming the court judgment also, so can you please do me a favor? Can you take it forward to the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, and from there you can bring a law for us, and there the accountability can be fixed. And we need a punishable law for the contractor and the government agencies, irrespective of which company they are reporting to, which company they are working in, whatever way they are doing, they are welcome to do. That is their choice. But as a common citizen, we should be empowered to report and then give the feedback to you back that whether we are satisfied with the problem resolution or not.
Are you willing to do that, Mr. Asif Bhamlaa? Quick response. Will you do that? Here's a fervent appeal from a father.
Very, very certainly. I welcome this. Decision, this submission by Mr. Wadhwa, and also let me submit that the NHAI has now launched an online system arrangement where you can report the number of potholes. But at the same time, that's one part of it. But I certainly understand the pain, the agony, the trouble citizens are going through. And I think overall, the accountability to cancel the contracts with these, the contractors who have been given these sanctions.
So there are rogue elements in the system, sir. There are these unscrupulous contractors who want to make a quick buck. They have to be identified and punished. We cannot afford to lose young lives on Indian roads in this manner. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on the program. I'm completely out of time. Thanks very much. Let's take a quick break. On the other side, an exclusive conversation with ex-Maharashtra Chief Minister Ashok Chavan on a host of issues. Stay tuned.